Hi, folks. I'm JP, and this is Truth Probe. Welcome in. The internet is going crazy. Andrew Wilson did a podcast recently where he declared himself the absolute and decisive winner in the debate with Candace Owens. This is causing a firestorm on X and on YouTube. The internet is having none of it. This debate was Andrew's to lose, and he did just that. To Andrew, I would say you should have quit while you were ahead. You should have quit with Joe Rogan. You had made it. You had made it to the top. Being a guest on Joe Rogan twice, you were there. So this really was yours to lose, and you did. You were biting at the ankles of Candace. I guess Joe Rogan wasn't good enough for you. There was a time when you were on the other side of the debate, and you were saying just the opposite of what you're saying now until you had meetings with TPUSA, and then it seems like you came out a different man. Well, the internet is taking notice of this, and today we're going to kind of go over the reactions. Let's get right into it. So let's start with X, and we'll give you some regular updates that we normally do. Melinda Blacido. Andrew Wilson deletes podcast after making people pay to watch. Melinda's opinion below. He hyped up a big release to create anticipation. He told people that they had to become paying members to see it. People subscribed and paid specifically because of that promise. He collected the membership money. He then removed the video from the very channel people paid to access it on. Paying members are now being denied the content they were persuaded to purchase. This is not good. Now, for someone that claims that everybody on the Candace side is grifting, he's doing an awful lot of it himself, in my opinion. This man can be bought easily. He will do anything, in my opinion, for a buck. He's grifting left and right, and I've caught him in so many lies now I can really confidently say that he's only out for himself. That's it. There is nothing noble about his quest. Let's take a look at Candace's page. There haven't been a lot of updates, but she did post this hilarious video by Forbidden HQ. I want to play it.
This is your last chance. After this, there is no turning back. You take the blue pill and you can just keep saying, "So what?" You take the red pill. You learn everything about the Tyler Robinson case.
So what? So what? So what? So what? Positive evidence? So what? So what? When? Appeal to emotion? So what? Burden of proof? So what? So what? So what? So what? Appeal to emotion? So what? Burden of proof? So what? Positive evidence? Positive evidence? Positive evidence? Positive evidence? So what? So what? So what? Appeal to emotion? What? So what?
Stop. That's it. That's all I have to say. Stop!
The debatrix. It's good stuff. Good stuff. Forbidden HQ. Very funny. And other than that, there hadn't been a lot of updates. I think we got it all caught up yesterday. Candace does post today on the show the unbelievable behind-the-scenes story of what occurred leading up to the debate. Also, Turning Point USA emerges as the biggest loser. Are they officially done? And what I plan to do with the earnings from the debate. So that was yesterday's show on Candace. So check that out if you haven't. It was really a good show. She revealed a lot of things that happened leading up to the debate and all the back and forth that went on and kind of behind the scenes look. Just generally on X, there's been some postings. John Galt posted, "Love Diligent Dennison." They accused him of documenting the wrong stairwell. There's only one stairwell it could be. So apparently somebody was saying that must have been the wrong stairwell that they were talking about. And Diligent Dennison is one of the few, if not the only person that's been out there to document the staircase or the stairwell. And there is, in fact, only one stairwell. So if you watch this video, I'll play part of it.
Since the Fed slappers want to argue with reality, they're trying to say, they don't know if this is the same stairwell. Well, here's the tunnel. There's the camera. There's the parking lot where Tyler Robinson came through, okay? There is only one stairwell that looks like this in this entire parking lot. There's not one over here. This is blocked off for construction. There's no stairwell, no public
That's it. There's only one. There's only one, so that's all it could be. So that debunks that right away. Let's take a look at the podcast that Andrew recently made. It's on YouTube now, so I don't know about the paid version and all this that they were talking about, but apparently that was maybe the first 24 hours. He makes a lot of interesting claims on here, and he really is dealing with a lot of copium, I have to tell you. He doesn't seem to be able to accept the fact that he was beaten badly in this debate, and that's a fact. I don't care who you ask. That's my opinion. And in talking about in this podcast, I just want to take a look at a few clips from here because I'll let you decide for yourself. To me, it just seems like he's dealing with a lot of copium. So in this clip, he's talking about whether Candace believes her own theories or not. Let's take a listen.
Back many of my early streams, you'll see people ask me, do you think that she believes any of this? Yeah, I think that she probably does believe it. But after having talked to her, I realize she doesn't believe any of it. Source, trust me, bro. Yeah, exactly. I swear I live in a different reality from these Candace fans. It's like we watched a different debate. Well, from their angle, you did. You have to remember that these people believe that their intuition is enough to make an accusation. Their intuition alone is enough evidence for them.
After watching the debate, what does your intuition tell you about the winner? Does it tell you that he won? This guy was a mess. I mean, he was a greasy mess. And he didn't make any sense at all to me. Like, he did win a few points. But overall, there's no way. There's no way that you could say that he won this debate, in my opinion. Now, they talk a little bit more about the earpiece, and this seems to be a point of contention. Were they wearing earpieces? Were they not? Well, they were. They were wearing earpieces, but it wasn't so that they could be fed information. It was so that they could all receive the same information. So they had an earpiece in, but all of it, they were all on the same channel, and they were all listening to the same thing so that they could hear when there was a clip that needed to be played or whatever. So it's all on the same channel, and they're all listening to the same thing, and Andrew does not clear that up in this. And this is what makes me very skeptical about him. Let's take a listen to this.
Candace knew nothing about Robinson saying he will be seen on cameras on campus, but she cares and knows more about the case than you. Well, she had an earpiece in, fellas. I don't know if you know this or not. She had an earpiece in. So the earpiece was supposed to just give us the prompts. You put the earpiece in, supposed to give you the prompts, but that's why there was all that delay. That's why she delayed for so long. She was waiting for the answer to come in her ear. Is the Oliver clip all over again?
If the answer would have come in her ear, he would have heard it. This is so dishonest. I don't even know what to say. That should tell you right there what you need to know. That is not being genuine. And let's take a listen to PBD because he cleared this up too.
Wait a minute.
100%.
What do you mean he was wearing an earpiece?
Are you ready?
Okay, go.
That's Candace's earpiece.
What does that mean?
They gave that earpiece to all of us.
So they had it too.
No, but wait a minute. Watch what just happened.
Yeah.
The market believes she had an earpiece of things being fed to us. That was an earpiece that Candace's producers gave. Candace gave him.
They hear everything you guys
me.
behind the scenes.
So is she going to say that on air?
She would easily. I don't think she would have a problem.
Yeah.
I think she will. I don't think she has a problem with that. But that is their earpiece. Okay, That is their earpiece. Again, remember, if you truly want something to be right, you're automatically going to go look for anything to say. I told you. No, that was their earpiece. It was a very professional earpiece that they handed us, which I think was actually,
What was the earpiece for?
Because there is no audio for us to watch the clips. No, but they put this earpiece. So when you're listening to the clips from the back, that's not somebody feeding him anything, okay, while that's going on.
Okay, so that just tells us right there that Andrew was not being truthful about that. He's talking about this earpiece that's being in, and he said on his show, she's being fed the information. That's a bold-faced lie. That's what that is. And anybody that trusts this guy has got to be delusional. He's been now caught in so many fabrications, it's not even funny. He talks about how Candace said that there was a 0% chance, or in her mind, there was a 0% doubt of the information, her theories. And we all remember that moment in the debate. Well, Andrew talks about this.
Candace said 0% chance Tyler did it, then moments later admitted the possibility of coming back after the trial to say Tyler did do it. It makes no sense. So I'll show you the exact point in the debate when I won. This is when I knew I won. I'll show it to you in a second.
Yeah, he does, and I'll show you that as well. But let's go back and listen to what they actually said, because he's being, again, dishonest in this part.
Just out of curiosity, are you between 0 to 100? What is the likelihood that you think Tyler Robinson shot Charlie Kirk and killed him?
Based on the evidence right now, I don't know, I'd say 75, 85%.
Based on the evidence right now, and then Candace continues, and she doesn't need to say based on the evidence right now again. She just continues where he left off.
0%?
0%.
Based on the evidence that we have right now, 0%. Anybody that's being honest about this conversation will say that's what she meant. And that's what she said. Based on the evidence right now, it's a 0%. That does not mean that he won the debate because she said she's open to new information. That's so dishonest. If you can't see it by looking at those clips, then I can't help you. I'm sorry.
I'm at 0.
So
With what we've seen in terms of the evidence, I'm at 0%.
So let's be fair about this. It's based on the evidence up until this point, not you won the debate now because she said she was open-minded to change. And he thinks he's won the debate on this. I mean, look at this. This is so shady, literally shady, with this not being able to see his eyes business. I don't know what this guy's deal is, but I am really not liking what I see. He went on to talk about how Candace conceded the debate, and as we were saying, let's listen to what he said about this.
You had her on that one. Actually, I'm going to prove to you that I did hold her to that, and that's where she conceded the entirety of the debate. You don't believe me? Watch for yourself. I will show you. Watch Candace Owens concede the entirety of the debate right here.
It is plausible that somebody just took his gun and put it there.
Plausible that somebody took his and put it there, okay?
That's it.
Is there equally...
That's how it works.
And is there equally 100 other plausible explanations? And is there equally, plausibly, 100 other explanations? What's the answer? So after I ask her this, is there 100 other plausible explanations? What does she say?
I think that's the reason why most people are exploring when things don't make sense.
Got it.
So yes, at the beginning of that, this is how the court process works.
So
just so we're clear,
if there's 100 other plausible explanations, if there's 100 other plausible explanations, then Candace, why is it that we should go with this idea that it was a patsy? Why is it we should go with this idea it was a patsy?
I'm not saying that we should go with the idea that it was a patsy. I am saying,
oh, that was it. That was the end of the debate. I don't even understand what's even controversial there. What is even controversial? That was it. Debate over. Andrew wins in 4K. If there is 100 other plausible explanations, Candace, why is it we should go with the idea that it was a patsy? Answer?
I'm not saying that we should go with the idea that it was a patsy.
Okay, then.
Okay, this is so misleading, the whole thing. First of all, there aren't 100 other possibilities. You're talking about whether Tyler Robinson was a patsy or not. There are only 2 options here. There are not 100. It's 2 options. Either Tyler put the gun out there or he didn't. Just 2. That's it. There's only 2. Not 100. So he's acting like he won this whole thing based on 2 things. That she said that, and she agreed, I guess, in his mind that there were 100 other options, which she didn't. And also that she said that there was a 0% chance based on the evidence that we have so far. And then later acknowledged that she was open to change her mind. He's basing it on those 2 things, and those 2 things are false. There are not 100 options. There are only 2. He put the rifle out there or he didn't. And the other thing is she's open to change because she said based on the information we have so far, as he did as well. How misleading is this? This guy is delusional. This reminds me of when if you ever get in an argument with somebody in public that you don't know maybe, or even with someone you do know, and you don't really stand up for yourself the way you think you should have, And then later you go back in your mind and you play it over and over in your mind and you're like, I should have said this or I should have said that, and you're just trying to get it out somehow. This to me is his therapy. He's working it out. His copium is being worked out in real time on his show. He's doing that right in front of our eyes. And it's very obvious. It's very obvious because he did not win this debate. He won some points on the debate, but overall, no way did he do that. Let's listen to a little bit more of this.
Well, that takes care of that, doesn't it? That's the fucking end of that one, then, isn't it? And she actually conceded very early on in the debate. I knew it right when she said it. You can even see a small eating grin, a little smug grin pop up on my face when she said it, except the camera wasn't on me. Now, just so you understand, you might wonder why the debate went the way it did. Why weren't you more aggressive, Andrew? Why weren't you more aggressive? This chick, when you push back hard, she shuts down. She just shuts down. She'll be like, I'm just not even talking anymore. I'm just not even going to talk to you. So I adjusted tactics properly.
He adjusted tactics, just like I was talking about. This is him replaying it in his mind, trying to become the winner somehow, or at least acting as an exercise of therapy and getting it off of his chest, just kind of talking about it, and the claims that he's making right here are completely false. They're really it's copium. That's all it is. That's all I can say about that. He does promise, as he promised in Candace's show when he read that text message and said, okay, we'll talk about it later or whatever he said. But, he introduced new evidence, supposedly, and that Charlie had dropped a text message or something saying that he was afraid that he was going to be killed by the left. And then he never produced the text, of course. And now he's saying that he's going to unveil this on Friday, and he said it on this podcast. Let's take a listen.
Now, this Friday, I'm going to unveil tons of evidence. Stu Peters is done. His whole Fort Huachuca bullshit, I'm going to completely refute that. I have irrefutable evidence that that's not the case. Literally couldn't be the case. It's impossible. He's done. All this.
I think you're done, Andrew. I don't think Stu Peters is done. I think you're done.
Guy had to ever do was just reach it. He could have figured it out in 5 minutes if he was just a slightly good faith. And in good faith had just reached out to try to figure out what actually happened. Nope, can't do that. No money in.
No money in that. Good faith? Wow. I mean, we have whole episodes dedicated to figuring out what good faith is. And when I was still learning about Andrew Wilson, trying to figure out if he was arguing in good faith, and I determined that he was not. It's amazing to watch this happen. It really is amazing to me.
Not a dime in that. I have evidence that Candace Owens was trying to destroy TPUSA going all the way back to September. I have evidence of it. Tangible evidence. Why? I have a load of never before seen, never before publicly released evidence. Tons of it. No, I'm not going to drip it out. Maybe some of it. I kind of thought about some of it because I have a feeling I know where she's going to go after her bull gets refuted with actual evidence. And so I have evidence for that too. None of them. I just couldn't believe it.
I can't believe it. I cannot believe it. First of all, let me say, I don't think he's going to drop any new evidence at all. I think if he would have had evidence, he would have already showed us. He would have showed it at the debate. He was desperate at that debate to catch her in anything that he could. He also made the claim in this podcast that his whole thing was to get Candace on the record saying these things, stating that she believed certain things for some reason. I don't know how that's supposed to hurt her in the future, but he was saying that was his purpose, which we knew that. We knew that was his purpose. Amazing to me. I can't believe sometimes what I'm watching here with this guy. He is so done. Like, I can't believe that anybody would ever hire him or even have him on unless it's just one of his friends. And apparently he does have some friends in the industry. I mean, if you're getting on Joe Rogan and Piers Morgan or all the shows that he's been on, I mean, you got to know some people. I won't be watching. Not at all. And that kind of wraps it up for today. I just wanted to take a look at his response to all this and then some of the reactions on X. And I thought it was pretty funny and pretty informative the way he's talking. We're going to be watching to see if he does show new evidence on Friday or lives up to his claims that like he says he's going to. But we'll see. We'll see. Let me know what you guys think. I'd like to know if you could leave me a comment. And also if you could like and subscribe, that would be great. It helps the channel. And I appreciate everybody watching today, and I'll catch you in the next video. Stay safe, stay sober.